So I get asked, how are you going to bring a revival of revenue for Kansas families? Well, first of all, let me kind of define that revival of revenue really is about teaching people through the gifts that God has given me to teach people and show people and demonstrate for people what the school system doesn't and what the government doesn't. And that is, you are the greatest resource that Kansas has. The economy is you. You are the economy. And I want to instill in the school system and in the government system and in the mindset of 3 million Kansas families. This is people that lead careers. This is pastors that lead churches. This is professionals that lead companies and corporations. This is politicians who lead constituencies. You see, that is who this revival of revenue is for. You are the economy. Regardless of Democrats or Republicans in the office, really, I want to lead and create an environment where you can create and control the only economy that you could truly control. And that's your own. Whether you're a central farmer or a western Kansas farmer, or you're in the urban core, or whether you're in the corporate world in Johnson County, your economy is yours, that you have to create regardless of who's in office. And that's what God wanted in the first place. He wanted trust in Him. It's why His name is still on the dollar bill. In God we trust. That's not a platitude for me. That's not a platitude for the entrepreneurial evangelist. This is something that's universal in nature to all people of all ages and races. And I believe that when you fully understand the revival of revenue, then you begin to create your own economy, and the only economy that you can truly trust, because it sure can't be in politicians or government. We know that. How many times does that work out for you? You see, but when you begin to put your trust in God's economy, that is where you combine creating your own economy in the only economy you can truly control, your own, and then put your trust in the only economy you can truly trust, and that's God's. And when all 3 million people take their God-given talents and maximize them, and then monetize that in a 21st century economy using the intelligence and the technologies and the information age of the internet. And then you begin to market that to the 7 billion people that make up the human population on planet Earth. And you do that from any place in the state of Kansas. Guess what happens to the overall economy? It becomes a surging economy that is stimulated by you. It is stimulated by God, because government really isn't really good at stimulating the human heart or the economy in some cases. So when we talk about what are you going to do for me as a family, this mindset, this perspective that leads to profitability, that's what I'm going to take into Topeka. That's what I'm going to bring to your county. That's what I'm going to talk to your school board about. And that, hey, I'm a parent of 6 kids. I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to try to raise 6 kids that we had in 8 years. Try doing that on a pastor's salary. Not the easiest thing in the world. As an entrepreneur, I've become an expert in struggle and strife and overcoming that. That's what I want to bring. It's that experience and that education that I want to bring to benefit you and your family where you live, at your kitchen table, where you have to make those tough decisions on what you pay and who gets your money. And how do you make more? How do you maximize profitability, minimize your expenses, and manage taxation? Yeah, that's what the revival of revenue for you is all about. And that's what I'm going to do the best I can for you. Here is the governor in the state of Kansas. It's what I've done my whole career with people all over the world, crisscrossing America and hopping around the world. Now, I'm going to hunker down in Kansas if you give me that chance. And I believe it's going to benefit you and what you value the most.